Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin from GravesFlorals.com and today I finally have my May 2020 favorites. As you guys might not know, every month I do a new favorites video where I go over my favorite products from the month and sort of just give you guys some recommendations of crafty things you should check out, some non-crafty things you might want to check out, and I love to hear from you guys in the comments about what you've loved during the previous month. So now that we're in June, we can finally discuss what happened in May, and I don't know if it was the same for you guys, but May sort of flew by, and we're getting to the point where these repetitive days need something to jazz them up. So hopefully you either find a new product you want to try, a new technique you might want to try, or just something new to check out. So if you do enjoy this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss out. But I have my bullet journal here, which keeps track of all these things for me. So I have my May favorites and my May empties, which I know you guys really love the empties section. So that'll be at the end this month because there's too many of those and less favorites. So we'll go through the short list of favorites first and then dive into the empties from May. So one of my first favorites, which I did not anticipate at all, I did one layout with them, and it essentially turned into this theme of having to use the other ones that I cut out. So I ended up doing a ton with hexagons. I did a main layout with them, and I also did a couple cards with them. You know, the list went on and on because I cut too many, and these were the ones I used. Now I do have a hexagon punch, but it's very small, and I was looking for something a little bit more substantial. So here you can see the cascaded layering dies. So there's lots and lots of dies here. There's actually 10. You can see all the different sizes there. I do apologize for the glare from the windows, but you can see 10 sizes in there. And these are from Tonic Studios, and this was the first Tonic Studios die that I've ever had. I bought mine at Tuesday Morning, but they obviously have an online retailer, so you guys can check them out. I will have them linked down below if they still have them in stock, but these went really great, and I know a lot of people are also obsessed with hexagons, so I might be on the hexagon train now, and you might see these featured a couple more times. We will just have to see. A new item in my stash, which I made a purchase, the first purchase pretty much in a while, back on International Scrapbooking Day weekend from Tupelo Designs, which is just a small scrapbooking shop online. And I bought some Doodlebug doilies. And I've actually used definitely the yellow ones and I think some of the pink ones. And to be honest, I thought these were the smaller size Doodlebug doilies, which I'm also in love with. But I haven't had any of these colors of Doodlebug doilies before. So we have the bumblebee color in this yellow. Then we have the cupcake in the pink. Really cute nonetheless. And I do love colored doilies. While I probably have too many pink, I don't own any yellow. So this is a warm welcome into my stash. I adore yellow as a pop of color on any layout. So I'm really excited to have those and utilize those more. And this was $75 each, and I think they were $3.99 and they were on sale and I had a coupon and all that jazz, but I will find these and link them down below as well. I know these can be hard to find, so I'll hopefully find them at a couple different retailers so you guys can check them out. Now moving on to a sort of a project favorite, my project focus for the month of May, which was the end of the Craft Your Stash Away series, and thank you guys so much for tuning into that and paying attention to that and sort of playing along. But I worked on another chipboard mini album, and I would say I've created 3 or 4 of these over the last few years. This one was a gift for my brother, and his birthday's up in July, so I'm gonna have to hold on to it for a little while longer and then package it up and ship it out nice and safely. Since we live in different states. But I had so much fun doing another chipboard album, and I know these are sort of falling out of style, and I definitely still wish I had more. I think I have maybe 1 or 2 left that are bare and don't have plans for them yet, but I'm really hoping I can find some more on the market, and if I can, I will have some linked down below. I know I've seen a few still around from Maya Road, and I think Prima had some, and I know I've seen them at Michael's. So they're still out there, it's just a matter of hunting them down. And the thing that goes along with the chipboard mini album that I loved was stars. I have not used that many stars in so long, so I pulled out my little wood veneer drawer full of stars. So these are wood veneer chipboard, we have glitter chipboard. I just used so many dang stars in that album, and I think, you know, graduation, shoot for the stars, it's a good theme. And I had a comment from one of my subscribers, Rebecca. She was talking about how she uses stars on her pages to symbolize those things. So I have a ton of different brands in here, but I will try to find some star wood veneers linked down below because I am definitely going to be using a ton more this sort of piqued my interest in them again. And I used to be addicted to chipboard, like wood veneer. I used to use wood veneer on every single one of my layouts back when I really ramped up YouTube in college. It was wood veneer, wood veneer, wood veneer on every single layout. So I think I'm kind of dipping my toes back into that. And I have used it on several layouts since, just different shapes, not necessarily stars, but had to share that. And also I adored this washi tape, and I know you guys won't be able to see it very well, but I will try anyway. I'm going to stick it to my hand so you guys can hopefully see it. It's essentially a black and white alternating stripe. Yeah, you guys won't be able to see it. And what I really like about it is it just adds this sense of contrast to any of your clusters, to a side of your layout. It gives you that striped paper look without having to cut into a piece of striped paper. So since it alternates stripes, black and white, it just gives you an impact that something like a diagonal paper would normally have. And if you find one of these in diagonal stripes instead of vertical or horizontal, depending on how you're holding it, you would be well off. You don't need the paper supplement anymore. You can use the washi tape instead. So that's kind of how I used it on some of my layouts in May. And I anticipate continuing to use it now that I've discovered its purpose in life, to provide that contrast and that vertical or horizontal line pattern, again, depending which way you put it. Lastly, on my list of physical items related to crafting are these Cutter B scissors. So I've talked about these before, and I was late to the fussy cutting game. I definitely did not fussy cut, and I don't necessarily love fussy cutting, but these sharp pointed scissors, you know, they're just so small, and what they do nicely is get into the corners. So I've been cutting butterflies recently. These did a great job of getting in between the wings and around the antennas. Just really great scissors for detailed work. And I know there's other types of fussy cutting scissors on the market, but hopefully you guys could give these a try if you're looking, or can recommend me another pair to try down below. Again, I'm not huge into fussy cutting myself, but I know several people are and might be always looking for new scissors to try out. Now, the last physical item that I have here before we get into the empties is not necessarily related to scrapbooking, but as many of you know, I do have a Patreon, and one of the reward tiers includes printables. And for Christmas, I asked for something that would let me take that to the next level. So Sam got me this, and it might not look like anything, it might just look like a laptop, but essentially what it is a drawing tablet case. And I got a drawing tablet. Now these are the type that don't show anything on the screen. You plug them into your computer, and then you have the pen tool to interact on this surface. So this one was from Amazon, and I think it's pronounced Veikk, V-E-I-K-K. I will try to find the exact model and link it down below. I think this is a great size. If you guys have children in your life or younger people in your life that want to get into illustration, or if you want to get into digital illustration, this is a great step before an iPad or before like the Wacom tablets and things that are much more expensive and high-end. While this is sort of, you know, it's a cheapy brand. It's not necessarily high quality, but I found that it works really well. And again, it works with Photoshop, it works with Illustrator, it can work with anything on your computer, but it's a nice large surface to do drawings on. And again, you don't see it here, you see it on the computer monitor itself. Has some key touch points so you can do some quick access. And I've been working on some custom illustrations for my patrons to have custom ephemera to print, and that's been a really fun adventure to learn and hone in on my digital drawing skills and making illustrations, and hopefully I can continue doing that. So if you're interested to check out Patreon, I'll have that link down below, as well as all the other products that I've mentioned so you guys can check them out. But now I'm going to go grab my empties so we can fly through those and finish out this video. So if you guys remember back to May, I had a record-setting month for empties and a record-setting month for number of layouts completed. For the record, again, they're all in my bullet journal here, but I had 13 empties and 27 layouts and 13 cards, which is unheard of. And I will tell you, June is not on that same track. I'm finally taking a step back from creating, and that's mostly due to my new series, so check that out if you haven't already. But I do have a huge pile of 13 empties from the previous month, so in May, I really focused on using up some empties, and I think this is something that can be really beneficial for someone who's looking to work through their stash a bit, is to create a reward system or create a praise system like I have that tracks what you've used up. And I know wonderful YouTuber Scrapping Amy does something similar. She collects the border strips off the single sheets of paper. So when you start a 12-inch page layout and you have that little border branding strip at the bottom, she cuts that off and keeps those so she knows how many papers she's worked through. I kind of do that, but with embellishments, and I'm definitely an embellishment fiend. embellishments mean a lot to me. And since I can't do the branding strips for things like my paper pads, I can definitely still collect all the empties here. So I did have quite a few based off of my brother's mini album that I worked on. So I had this set of epoxy Sandy Line graduation stickers and this K & Company 3D embellishment sticker set. Both of these got used up on the album. Now I will say these weren't necessarily forced empties, but I didn't have to use them up. It's not like this was the last instance I would have graduation to scrapbook or talk about. Graduation could be used on graduation cards. My niece just graduated, so I'm going to have to replenish those things eventually when I start documenting her experience for that with high school. But I think it's also nice to use up some of these older products that we've had, you know, from my high school graduation, for example, you know, related to those topics. It's like I should scrap them with the items I bought them for. So my brother's graduation finished off those products, as well as this set of, they're all out of order, but this set of crepe paper banners. So this is what it looked like. I picked these just randomly at Tuesday morning for I think $1, 6 of them. Finally used the last one in his album. And again, didn't have to, but really wanted to, right? Some other items I've used up are just random. I'm trying to think if there's anything else specifically from the graduation album, but these were used in the graduation album. These were my favorite set of puffy stickers, Bella Boulevard Star puffy stickers. Again, back to the stars being in my favorites. These were the orange ones, which was our school color, really easy and simple to use. And I've had those for well over a year. And I think it's nice to see older stuff getting used up, and maybe you have some sort of point system for different types of items being used up. For example, you could have 6x6 paper pads. That's right, another one empty. That's 2 for this year. 2 for this year, which is really impressive for me. I usually never make it to 1 during a year. And this one was still pretty full, had lots of scraps in it, but used them up, got it done with. Maybe this would be worth more in your scoring for empties for the month, and maybe you could even make it a challenge among your friends, the empties challenge. Let me know if you guys would be interested in doing something like that. Like March Madness, not a bracket, but a challenge to have the most empties in a year. Maybe we could do something. I don't know. Then I had 2 empty Freckled Fawn pieces. So this was a puffy sticker word set, a bunch of fun words, and I finally got to use those up, and then a label set. And this was definitely should not have been used up this month. I just got a little bit label crazy. So, you know, sometimes you gotta just stick more on. Here we have 2 different sets. So this left one was a wood veneer set from Momenta. And I ended up using a ton of these on previous layouts, but I had a couple left and managed to use them up. And then this is a puffy sticker set from Jen Hadfield, 2014. Pretty old, so I'm glad I used those up. To be honest, I have no idea even where these came from, when I bought them, etc. Either of these really. This one came from Tuesday morning because there's a sticker, but it's even hard to remember, even back a month ago, what these were. It doesn't have a description on it or anything, but 2 more for the pile. Now these 2 are really old products, and I'm saving the best for last. So, and if you guys are keeping tally, I don't think we actually have 13 empty products here, but that's okay. Sometimes they end up in the trash before they end up in the video. Now these are really old products. We have this crepe paper set, which I think is, yep, 2010's written on it. Don't know exactly, it says the Neighborhood Collection. Don't remember what that is, but it did have this cute vintagey homey vibe. And then we have the October Afternoon Ocean Blue label stickers, which I'm really sad to see go. These are from 2015. But both label sets are completely empty. These ones I actually purchased at Big Lots, and if you guys are MVPs, you'll remember shopping for scrapbooking supplies at Big Lots. Like, that was a mine. This was a gold mine if you found a designer at Big Lots. A lot of off-brand name stuff, but like KI Memories, Heidi Grace used to be at Big Lots. All sorts of great stuff. So hopefully that brings you back some nostalgia, because the Big Lots does not seem to carry scrapbooking stuff anymore. But for the final, the piece de resistance. This is a representation of an empty 12x12 sticker sheet, but you know what else it is? It means I completed a whole collection kit. I know, I can hear the applause. You guys are shocked. I know, because that one never happens because I don't buy collection kits. But 2, sticker sheets are hard enough to use, let alone a whole collection kit with it. So I had a few scraps left over from focusing on using that kit earlier this year, and I stuck with it. I kept them, and I finally used them up. And I finally used up the sticker sheet. A lot of this was cards. You know, I didn't have a ton of summer photos to scrapbook right now, so cards, Disney layouts, whatever I could put tropical colors on, this used it up. So this represents the whole collection kit in its totality. I don't have the plastic sleeve anymore, and the front cover of the collection kit was actually pattern paper on the reverse side, so I even used that. But this is all that remains from that kit, and I'm happy to see it go in the recycling. But in conclusion, that is what I used up in May. I promise you will not see that kind of success for a couple more months. I'm definitely taking a step back to let my creativity pot refill up and, you know, just get those vibes going again so I can focus on my new series, which is about putting away layouts and doing the things I don't love to do about scrapbooking. So if you haven't checked that out, I'll have it linked down below. But thank you guys for tuning in for another favorites. I know several of you really enjoy these. And I do apologize that I don't have too many favorites this month. I actually didn't write anything for the month of May. So I had to go back through the layouts I created, through the projects I worked on to find something that I could deem a favorite. It just is not in my heart right now to be focused solely on normal scrapbooking and happy things. So if you guys are in the same boat, I'll continue to post resources down below for different places you can check out to continue education on anti-racism, to get justice for people who need it, and to, you know, look at the world in a new light. Because although scrapbooking is a great escape, we can't keep looking away, because things will never change if we keep looking away. And now is the time to keep fighting and keep pushing for what is right and for what you know is right. And I will continue to keep being a source of information for you guys in the links down below from everything I find all over the internet, and hopefully you guys can find that useful. But make sure you guys leave a link down below in the comments for something you enjoyed this month. Let us know if you like something crafty, if you liked a video on Instagram that was powerful or meaningful to you. Just let us know what you liked so everyone else can check it out. But I'll have everything I've mentioned linked down below, including those resources. Thank you guys so much for watching and for tuning in, and I will see you guys again very soon. Bye guys.